So today we're going to learn about a hidden metabolic powerhouse inside your body. This is Dr. Eric, the fitness physician, everyone. I'm going to talk about the melanin metabolism connection. I did a post about this, but I wanted to expand on a little bit more. So this is something that, I'm always trying to stay on the cutting edge. And, I've been diving into quantum biology and learning even deeper dives into peptide therapies and longevity medicine, and so much more. Always looking to push the bar. So looking to help you. So if you're struggling with stubborn weight gain and you feel like you're eating well, working out, but you feel like your metabolism has slowed, leaving you tired and frustrated, this might be a nice little added little bit of knowledge to add to your repertoire. So, and the interesting thing is I could say that, the solution isn't the coolest new product, supplement, app, etc. But it's something that's right under your skin, right in your environment. So as you know, my trademark muscle medicine approach is all about cellular optimization. So one thing that is kind of cool is basically this is basically resides in your body. It's called melanin. And most people think of melanin as just about getting a tan. It keeps it keeps your skin pigmented when you're out in the sun, but it's actually very active metabolically. It's a metabolic powerhouse. And it might be a missing piece in your puzzle. Again, it's not just nature's sunscreen, responsible for darkening your skin. Obviously, it can do that, but there's more to it too. It's actually a very sophisticated molecular system, and it has impacts on energy production, hormone regulation, metabolic function, circadian rhythms, and so much more. And again, no, I'm not talking to tell you to lay out in the sun all day long, right? That would be inappropriate, but I talk about natural health and getting outside all the time. And we need to get back to our ancestral roots, getting sun exposure, getting outside and exposing yourself to the fresh air, grounding, touching nature, and being outside as much as possible. That's what we're meant to do from a genetic perspective. But, obviously some people, especially if you're lighter skin, you have to ease into this. You can't just go out in the sun for 3 hours, right? You got to ease into it. You kind of got to build up your callus, right? Just like working out, start slow and build your way up. Same thing here. So again, it's all about strategic titrated sun exposure with proper circadian support. And of course, maintaining all the other good habits of nutrition and so on and so forth. So again, when we talk about melanin, most people think of pigmentation, and this is true, but it actually has other interactions with your body, all your cellular machinery, other hormones with the light around you, with the water inside your body, and so much more. It's very metabolically active. So again, it can participate in energy production, helping optimize your hormones and helping you long-term with fat loss and overall energy production, right? So when melanin absorbs light into your skin, right, there's all different wavelengths, right? There's infrared, there's UVA, UVB, visible, ultraviolet, so on and so forth. So it converts a lot of that energy into heat and actually participates in a process called photolysis, right, where light energy drives the splitting of water molecules, and it turns on other cellular machineries. It acts as a signal. Light is very active in your inside our body. We're full of machines, right? We're energetic beings. Electrons are moving through our body. And it's all about energy. This is why when you ground, you can transfer electrons. When you drink your water a certain way, you can actually structure your water inside your body to provide flow. And melanin and sun is integral for this. Talked about before how light can improve your mitochondrial production of melatonin and other things in your body. It's made in your mitochondria. So with this photolysis, and again, this process has multiple components, right? So it has to do with oxygen, electrons, and hydrogen gas, right? Hydrogen gas is actually a very powerful antioxidant. Of course, the electrons I just talked about, very powerful cellular energy production. That's what it's all about when it comes down to cellular medicine inside our body. Our bodies are using the Krebs cycle to basically, it's not just about, carbs and proteins, fat, yes, but what they do is they create flow of electrons and flow of hydrogen. And then that's how we create ATP and NAD and all these important functions. And of course, oxygen is critical for overall function as well. So again, hydrogen, like I said, it's a very potent antioxidant in your body, and it can actually cross cellular membranes, penetrate the blood-brain barrier, protect your mitochondria, reduce inflammation, support energy output. That's why people nowadays are talking about hydrogen, using machines to create hydrogen water, putting hydrogen tablets in their water, stuff like that. Other ways to do that as well. But again, your melanin is your body's own built-in hydrogen generator, right? And you can get it just by simple sun exposure. So when your skin, your eyes, you're exposed to UVA light specifically, but all kinds of light, but basically, especially the UVA, your body releases what's called alpha melanocyte stimulating hormone, or alpha MSH. It's a very powerful hormone. It does far more than just boost melanin production, right? So this alpha MSH actually binds to receptors in your brain, called your hypothalamus, called MC4. There's MC4R. There's multiple of these receptors, 1, 2, and 3. There's many more, but it turns on many metabolic processes. It can increase energy expenditure. It can suppress appetite through hormone signaling. It can enhance leptin signaling, helping your brain recognize when you've had enough food. And I've talked about leptin before, and I'm going to talk about even more in the future because it is the master hormone A lot of people talk about this. Dr. Jack Kruse talks about this, and how leptin, if you're leptin resistant, it also goes hand in hand with insulin resistance, and people that have issues with body weight or food control, different things like that. Leptin is also often dysregulated, and in our obesogenic environment with food and lack of sunlight, etc., this is a big one. So oftentimes we have to fix the leptin first. So this is very important here. Also, this MSH can optimize thyroid function, especially helping with conversion of inactive T4 to active T3. So this is kind of what we call like a fat burning circuit activated by light, right? It's a built-in system that with strategic light exposure, you could enhance all these things without pharmaceuticals, right? Now let's talk about mitochondria. You know, I love talking about mitochondria. Everybody talks about them as powerhouses of cell, but they do so much more than this. Again, they create melatonin. They're involved with structured water creation, energy flow, electrons, signaling processes, DNA repair, and so much more. So I hate to just say use that because everybody kind of throws that term around, but it's way more than that. Again, we're under constant bombardment. You know, I talk about this a lot, the toxic world we live in, all the toxins, EMF, oxidative stress, Wi-Fi, etc. Melanin can act as a shield for a lot of these things, right? Melanin can it exhibits actually some detoxification capabilities, and some data showing that can actually help to bind and chelate heavy metals like iron, lead, cadmium, mercury, and more. So by removing these metabolic disruptors, melanin can help prevent them from interfering with mitochondrial function and hormone signaling pathways. In the brain, very important too, it can actually protect areas from metal toxicity, which can help with memory, recall, and things like this. So very, very important, especially since we're exposed to more and more metals, plastics, toxins all the time. Like I was talking about the leptin, the melanin leptin connection, very important. Again, leptin is that hormone that tells you when you're satisfied and you had enough to eat and you're ready to burn stored fat rather than accumulate more. This is why it's very important to optimize your leptin, because if it's dysregulated, you get leptin resistance, similar to insulin resistance. This won't work properly, and you're going to eat even when you're not hungry. It's going to throw off your weight, your ability to lose weight and feel better, right? So the more melanin your body produces due to natural sunlight, the more responsive your hypothalamus and your brain is to leptin signaling. So this sensitivity can create a great loop, right? If you get strategic sunlight exposure, it can boost melanin production. This enhances leptin sensitivity. This improved leptin signaling supports healthy appetite regulation. Better leptin, again, can improve thyroid function and T4 to T3 conversion and enhance that metabolic rate. So all these things can lead to more better melanin, which can lead to better metabolism, therefore weight loss and better mood. So, and unlike other conventional antioxidants that neutralize free radicals, melanin kind of functions like a cellular antioxidant, a cellular capacitor, right? It can store, redistribute energy throughout your cells. So it can stabilize cell membranes for more efficient nutrient transport, enhance mitochondrial dynamics. Basically, the mitochondria helps them function better, helps with the process what we call fusion and fission. Fusion where they're coming together, fission where they're breaking apart. And there's a time and a place for each of these, which I'll get into in a future video, but we want to optimize this process. One way too much of the other can lead to imbalance. This energy system with melanin can also help create, again, an optimized energetic function by balancing what we call redox, the balance between reduction and oxidation. That's the flow of electrons. We hear about this a lot, and we talk about this in cellular medicine protocols it's all about redox status. Again, if it's too far oxidized, too far reduced, it can be a problem. This is why you have to be careful with this, because a lot of people are slamming antioxidants and green smoothies all the time. If you have too many antioxidants, that actually be a bad thing. You can be over-oxidized. And again, but you want to balance it out and not be too reduced. So how do you measure this? Well, it's really about clinical symptomatology, looking at all your lab work and how you feel. But we'll get into that in the future. But basically, we want to optimize this as much as possible. So again, we want to make sure your cells are energetically efficient, processing nutrients and producing ATP and NAD more effectively. Now let's talk about structured water. This is another thing in quantum biology. More and more people are becoming aware. This has been around for a bit, and I think more and more data is accumulating about this. So we're talking about the exclusion zone water, easy water. Dr. Gerald Pollack wrote a book about this and has been talking about this for a while, talking about how water, if it's structured, negatively charged water, it forms basically around cellular membranes, and inside all of our cells is structured water, and it provides basically like a layer of charged water, where it's mostly negatively charged with a thin layer positively charged. It can do things with help electron flow, energy flow, keeping toxins out, helping our cells function more effectively. And if this structured water is disrupted, that can lead to all kinds of problems like inflammation and all the disease states that we're experiencing today. And melanin appears to enhance the creation of this structured water. So this easy water basically can, like I said, can improve proton flow, electron flow, improving mitochondrial function, enhance ATP production, boost nutrient transport, and again, remove waste. So we want to optimize the structured water. So people talk about drinking structured water a lot by using these machines or swirling your water, or just having some gratitude before you drink water. It sounds kind of woo-woo, but there's something to it. And again, if you look at water under the microscope, you could see it has a charge, it has a flow, it has a pattern. It's not just H2O. It's structured in a certain way under natural conditions, and it can actually react. Believe it or not, it's kind of like when you And when people talk about, like, they've looked at it under the microscope in different states, and even in your body, if you're in a positive mood or a depressed mood, your water can actually look different under the microscope because your energy, we're energetic beings. Our moods, our emotions can impact all this stuff. They look at it like with lightning, for example. Before lightning strikes, the water actually tenses up, believe it or not, like a living thing. So there's actually something to this. So again, if you're struggling with chronic dehydration, sluggish metabolism, structured water formation, improving this could be a contributing factor that melanin optimization might address, in addition to those things I was talking about earlier. And let's talk about circulation and oxygen. So when melanin is stimulated by sunlight, it triggers nitric oxide production in your skin. Talked about nitric oxide a lot, and it's important. We lose this as we get older. Again, you don't want too much, but you want just enough, right? But by enhancing this, you're going to improve blood flow and circulation throughout your body, improve capillary dilation for better nutrient and oxygen delivery, increase oxygen supply, and more efficient fuel delivery to help you burn energy and burn fat. So better circulation means your metabolically active tissues receive the resource they need and directly support increasing energy requirements and fat oxidation, which is what we all want, right? Now, another thing with melanin is pretty interesting is how it's affected with the brain and the pineal gland, little gland inside your brain. All these regions up here, we secrete a lot of hormones and neuroendocrine chemicals that are important for function. They help with neurotransmitter formation like dopamine, serotonin, vasopressin, many of your other hormones. Important for dopamine production, which is crucial for motivation and drive. Melatonin synthesis, which is important for circadian rhythm. Although, like I said, most of it is actually made in your mitochondria, but it's made in your brain as well. Also, again, like I talked about earlier, leptin signaling, central to appetite and metabolic control, and overall circadian rhythm coordination. So it's the master system in your body, and it starts in your brain. If that's thrown off, it's going to affect everything. That's why I talk so much about circadian rhythms, getting outside in the sun every day, dimming the lights at night, and optimizing your circadian rhythms is very important. And this is the neuroendocrine connection with melanin. So again, melanin doesn't just affect your skin, it can directly influence your mood, appetite regulation, sleep quality, and your hormonal balance. So what's the safe approach, right? Again, we don't just lay out in the sun all day. It's about gradual progressive exposure, starting with short durations based on your skin type and your tolerance. So if you tan easily, you could probably do this quicker and faster, spend more time outside out of the gate. If you're lighter, probably want to ease into it, right? Start with maybe 10 minutes a day getting sun and gradually work your way up so you're getting slightly tan without getting burnt. Timing, again, using circadian principles and monitor the UV index. You can actually get apps to look at that. See, in the beginning of the morning, the UVA light, and then as the day progresses beyond 20 degrees or more, you get UVB, which is crucial for vitamin D. They've each had their benefits and infrared light throughout the day. But timing it, you can actually time it when you want to maximize your vitamin D versus your VA versus UVB. There's several apps that you can look at your clock based on where you are in the country and utilize that. Nutritional protocols, optimizing, making sure, again, full, whole food diet, getting adequate amounts of nutrients and minerals, avoiding trans fats, seed oils, like excess EMF, anything that could be damaging to your skin or your metabolic system. Recovery protocols to ensure your skin's adapting, you're rested and recovered, and just basically customizing it to your unique physiology. Again, so this is like a new metabolic paradigm, right? So your metabolism, again, isn't just about exercise and food. They're very important, but it's also influenced by light exposure, circadian rhythm alignment, melanin production, mitochondrial health and efficiency, cellular water structure and structured water, and neuroendocrine optimization. So no matter what, if you're doing with your diet, some of these things are often not going to help. This is why I always start with this with my clients, starting like at their circadian rhythm, their lifestyle, their mood. And I talk about the inner game, your mental game, how you perceive, the words you say to yourself, the thoughts you have, they influence, they change your body. And then getting outside and using the circadian rhythm, using light, using water, using these natural things to optimize your health. Then we get into diet and exercise. Then we get into hormone optimization. Then we use peptides and other small molecules and supplements. That's the icing on the cake. So again, when optimized strategically, melanin functions, it's a very comprehensive metabolic thing, right? It can improve releasing antioxidant hydrogen for cellular protection, protect you against electromagnetic stress, enhance leptin and thyroid signaling, activate your natural fat burning circuits through alpha MSH pathways, and boost mitochondrial function and cellular hydration, and optimizing your circadian rhythm and neuroendocrine systems, and improving your overall metabolism. So you want to, again, this is not just about getting more sun, it's about optimizing your circadian biology based on your individual skin types, optimizing nutritional support, integrating this with your current condition, your current medications, your current lifestyle, and monitoring and making tweaks as you go. This is what I do with my PrimeX VIP program and my personalized protocols with my patients. I can evaluate all these things, optimize your circadian patterns, improve your melanin, and create a strategic plan to incorporate this into everything else. So again, this isn't just, we don't want to just chase health trads and fads and trends and things like this. You understand at the very core level of cellular biologic processes and tweak it to your system. So if you're ready to look into this, join the PrimeX tribe. Happy to help you. Check out drericprimex.com and you can work with me one-on-one doing telemedicine all across the country. Check me out at drericprimex.com. Check out all my free stuff online. If you have any questions, let me know. But again, if you want to join the PrimeX tribe, let's unlock your melanin-powered metabolic power and make you feel better and look good. So everybody have an awesome day. Remember, live to give, do something nice for someone, pass it forward, and we'll talk to you soon.